morning. Welcome to Christy K Hikes. Hey everyone, today is Saturday, November 11th. We're heading out on another backpack trip. We're just gonna go for one night, come back tomorrow since I have work on Monday. But this will be it for the fall because Thanksgiving's coming up and then Christmas comes up and I just get extra busy at home and at school. So I'm gonna go and enjoy this last trip. And I have an appointment in Durango at the Cryo Med Spa, so we'll do that and then we'll get started. We made it to the Pine River Campground. This is a nice little place. I've stayed up here. There's a couple camping spots. But I'm gonna get my backpack on and we'll get started. All right, I've got my backpack on and we're ready to get started. We're gonna go about 6 miles and make our camp. Let's get hiking. This is my most favorite trail, the Pine River Trail. I never get tired of hiking on this trail. And I've got a lot of memories being on this trail from when I was a kid. So if you've watched my previous video, I talked about how my parents used to pack us in. We'd ride our horses up to the mountains. We'd spend a couple weeks, and I just loved it. And this is the trail that we came on the most. So I've got a lot of fond memories. But yeah, I just love it. My most favorite. But it's about 48 degrees. A little bit breezy, but it's not bad. It's supposed to get colder tonight. It said about 25, so we'll see. And you know, I'm doing my experiment on how cold I can get down in my 0-degree bag, so that'll be great. Last week I got down to 30, so we'll see what happens tonight. But all right, hope you enjoy the beautiful view. That is the Granite Peaks Ranch, And the trail goes about 3 miles on private property, so there's no camping, but I'm just real grateful that we can walk through here. This is Indian Creek. Sometimes in the spring you've got to really work to get across here, not to get your feet wet. Today it'll be easy. We're at the end of the private property. Such a beautiful walk. Well, I left my house today, running a little bit late, and of course I left something. I left my trekking poles, so I had to go buy a new pair. Now I'm not all that upset about it. Well, in fact, I'm not upset at all. I love to get some new gear. And I was going to be in the market within this next few months to get some trekking poles that I could fold up smaller that would just go straight into my backpack. So when I'm traveling, if I'm flying, then I can just put them in there and not have them poking out. So I got them sooner than I thought. We're going to give them a try. They are Black Diamond Alpine Carbon Z's. So we'll give them a try. I've had a pair of Black Diamond ones. Those were my very first pair of trekking poles. And I liked them. But I ended up getting a pair of Lecky poles because my stepmom went on a backpack trip with me and I wanted her to have a pair of poles. So I let her use those, and they gave me an excuse to buy a new pair. So yeah, but so far so good with these. Here's a beautiful view through there, the water. Just keep on hiking. We're gonna go 3 more miles and stop at one of my favorite places on the trail. That's one of the things that I love about this trail is there are so many great spots to stop and camp. I mean, you could get on this trail at any time, walkaways, you know, once you've passed the private land, and you've got plenty of places to get and have access to water. So that's just one of the great things about this trail. All right, let's keep going. That's a great place, just right here past the bridge. Take a little break if you're planning on hiking on. I don't know if it's really a good place to camp. One time my son camped there and the mice like to drug all of his stuff off and chewed holes in his backpack. So since then I've called it Mouse City. I've never camped there. I've just stopped for a break, water break. The water's right there. All right, we're going to be getting ready to turn here. If you keep going, just kind of right there at that tree that I'm pointing at, you can turn left and that takes you to Emerald Lake, or you can just keep straight on the Pine Trail. I've gone up that way. It's beautiful. All right, I'm going to turn here. There are lots of campsites in here. Lots of flat places. So this is just right off the trail, and I like to keep going back to the back. The way I found this place was I saw just a small little campsite right back there off the trail, and I could kind of just see the faint trail off to the left, so I just followed it and came back this way. So there's right over there some more, and then we're going to go to the left here. I mean, you can just see all kinds of flat places that you could get. And we're here. This is where I always, right in there, that's where I like to put my tent. Wow, since I've been here, that tree wasn't there. This one was. That's where I always set my mat up, and I sit there and lean up against that log. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's one of my most favorite spots. And most of the time when I've been up here, I was up early enough, I'd just be sitting here drinking my coffee, and I would see deer going across. It's lovely. All right, I'm gonna get camp set up. Got the water. Then I look for a place that's got a good stub in the tree so I can hang this up by the carabiner. So I'll look for that and I'll show you how I filter my water. All right, I think this will work. So I'll get it set up and I'll show you what I do. Okay, so I screw the Sawyer onto the end of the bag, and then I take this cap off and I put my blue coupler on, and then I take my, I put my bottle, I will attach this bottle to that coupler and hang it in the tree, and it'll filter water. So I'll get that set up. All right, I got my water filtered, and then I still have another liter in there that I save for when I cook my dinner, and I can just filter some into my pot from that. That way then I have this water to drink, plus what I have left from my hike today. And then before I go to bed, I'll usually filter the rest into a bottle. That way I can put my filter in the bag and be ready for the night. All right, I'm gonna finish getting everything set up so I can cook some dinner. Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, November 12th, and it's about 7 o'clock, and it's 20 degrees out. It's cold, so I'm making my hot tea. I'm gonna drink that. My water that I filtered last night, I have two 2-liter bottles. They were just darn near frozen. There was still one little, I had leaned them sideways, and there was one little opening to where there was water that didn't completely get frozen, so I was able to pour out enough to get my my water for my tea. So yeah, I'm waiting on that to finish, and I'm back into my sleeping bag sitting here, or my quilt. But yeah, last night I would wake up and check my temperature because, of course, you guys know, if you've watched my hike from last weekend, I was doing an experiment to see how cold I could get to sleep comfortably in my 0-degree quilt with my regular sleep pad, my Thermarest Neo Air, the yellow pad, and then my little thin 1/8-inch pad underneath it, with my fleece Sea to Summit liner. I'm using that, and I have some lined sleep pants. I did kick it up to wear a little bit of a thicker shirt, and then I have my black grid fleece hoodie, and then I've got my puffy jacket, and then I sleep with my gloves on, and I have some down booties. So last week in review, the temperature was 30. It got down to 30 and I slept fine. I was comfortable and toasty warm. But last night, I don't know if it got lower than 20. I woke up at 2:30 and it was 23 degrees, and then I woke up a little later and it was 20. So I don't know if it dropped below that. But I was cold, not freezing cold, not miserable cold, but I was a little chilly. I wasn't toasty warm. So I'm wondering if maybe if I had more of a lined shirt and still slept in my fleece hoodie and maybe wore my bigger puffy, my next size up puffy. It's thicker. Because my feet were pretty warm. They were fine, and my hands were fine. So I wonder if I can just use that. So I'll do another experiment. It'll be in my backyard. It won't be back up here in the mountains because I've run out of time, being that it's November now. And it just gets busy and I won't have any time to come. But I could pop my tent up in the backyard, and I think I will change out those few things and try out and see. Because what I'm wanting to find out is if when I do go hiking in the future, I do plan to go when it's going to be cold, and it will probably be colder than what I experienced last night. Can I take my quilt, or should I take my other sleeping bag? So that's what I'm trying to find out. So, anyway, I am going to drink my tea, and then I'm going to get things packed up, and we're going to get back on the trail and head home. Talk to you later. Ready to go. All right, so we are about up on the main trail. We have 6 miles to go to get to the parking lot, and it's not a hard trail. It's really gentle. There's just a few little ups and downs, so it's really nice. But it's warmed up to 27 degrees, so it ought to be a pretty nice morning. Let's get hiking. We're back on the main trail. It's 10 o'clock and it's finally up to 36 degrees, but I love it. I love to walk in the cold weather. I just have more energy. I feel like I can just really get after it. But yeah, I love warm weather, but I really prefer to hike in cooler weather. So it's just so beautiful. Back to the start of the private land. We have 3 more miles to go. Made it back to the trailhead. Go over there to the parking lot, get in the truck and head home.